have no idea if I'm in frame. Hey Bookies! Today we are going to do the, I don't even know what, the ratings and reviews tag. I didn't even know what the tag was called. So let's get started. Am I doing this on the floor? Yes, because I'm very tired. I'm losing all motivation to stand. Anyways, here we go. So this was a tag that I saw Gemma Books do. I will tag them below. I will also tag the original creator and have the questions below and above. So check those out if you want to do this. So number one is tag folks. So I tag you. I'm really bad at tagging people, so hey, if you want to do this, do it. Number two, how do you know you've just finished a good book? Is it a thinking or feeling response? Okay, so when I feel like, I guess it's more of a feeling response. I don't know, I kind of rely on both. So first criteria for a good book is when I feel excited to read it. A lot of times that's been really hard, especially this year so far. It's been really hard to read. So when I genuinely feel excited to read something, it's a good book. Also, like when I'm doing the review and I go back and I think about the book and all the things that it discussed, especially things that can relate to real world issues and stuff like that. If I feel like that the book did really good at hitting all those high points, I will also consider that to be a good book. Number three, when you begin to form your review/rating, what is the first question you ask yourself? So, I don't normally do questions and stuff to myself. As I read a book, I make notes. So I make notes on the content warnings, trigger warnings. I make notes on how I am feeling at certain points of the book. Anything that is blatantly standing out that is good or bad about the book, I write it down. Any diversity, I immediately mark that as well. I think those are the only things. Anything else oh, if it's an adult romance book, I mark down the smut rating as I go with little hot peppers. What else? I think that's pretty much it, what I do when I read. So then when I sit down to write the review on my computer, I have my template, I have my notes, I fill in the gaps, and then I look at everything and I'm like, okay, so the good points, da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, the bad points. Because I always do my reviews as I'm going to talk about the good of the book. I'm going to talk about what I feel like needed to be worked on, or the bad, or what I think you should watch out for when you read this book. And then my verdict, which is, I recommend it, it's a good book, it's okay, I don't like it, but you might, etc., etc. Number four, do you do star ratings? Why or why not? And, oh my gosh, there's so much if, then, why. Oh my gosh. Okay, yes, I do star ratings because, why? Why do I do star ratings? I guess it's because I was, when I started doing this in 2017, everyone did star ratings, and it was the easiest way to get my stuff across was to promote on websites that had star ratings, so I still do star ratings. It also helps me sort things out, especially author reviews, because I do a ton of reviews on Amazon and Goodreads, Storygraph, Literal Club, Readerly, blog, Instagram, etc., etc. So if yes, explain your star rating. What does a good book in your rating? Okay, so actually I'm going to pull up my thing real quick, because I actually have my star ratings on my website. If you ever want to get a review from me, please read those. please, because I'm tired of authors in my emails being like, why did I get this? Why did I get that? Like, what, number one, the review's not for you. It's just to help promote your book, and either way I feel about the book, unless there's something very, very wrong with the book, I'm going to promote it. But number two, like, it's right there on my website. Okay, so, 1 star. There was very little that I liked in the book, and or there was some very problematic elements of your book. 2 star. I struggled with reading this book, and or I hated reading this. 3 star. The book was okay, but I struggled somewhat in reading it. 4 star. The book is good, but has some slight issues that could be worked on, and or I just didn't enjoy it as much. 5 star. Very little issues, and I enjoyed reading the book. I also have a side note here listed for ongoing books. So as of right now, I'm deducting 1 star for each Harry Potter / J.K. Rowling reference in books published in fall 2021 and onward. It's 2020. Honestly, it's 2022 now, and especially if your book is LGBT friendly, it should not be in there. I feel like I'm going to start taking off double points for that, because I feel like I have been reading some LGBT books that just, they have way too many HP references. But I mean, it's beyond time to stop with those. The author's the J.K. Rowling's very problematic. You need to stop it, because you're alienating readers when you do that. Like, just make up something. Just make up a magical school and be like, I read, I don't know, Wilfred Frontland's magical mysteries books. Make it vaguely like Harry Potter. Just don't say Harry Potter. Don't promote that shit, please. I'm tired of it. I'm very serious that if you have references in your book to Harry Potter, you should at least include it in your trigger warnings in the beginning of the book. Trans readers, indigenous readers, Jewish readers, etc. are very tired of seeing someone who is referenced in good light when they have brought so much harm to multiple people and so many issues to the community. So many issues. So, like, 4-1, okay, so that was 4-1. 4-2, is your star rating consistent? Like, all of your 5 stars are better than, like, yes and no. Like, at the time, yes, they're consistent, but sometimes I will go back. I will reread a book, or if something problematic has been discovered about the book and I highly rated it, I will, if it's problematic, I will deduct all the stars and revise every review on every website I've ever written to fix that. So that way I'm not promoting it. Take it off my recommendations list, everything. It'll be gone. But sometimes I reread a book and I like it better the second time, so I will up the star rating and redo that as well on all the websites. Number 5. Oh, wait. I don't even know where I am anymore. Oh, there we go. Number 5. Do you believe every book has its perfect reader? Yeah. I think there's a book for every person, and every person has at least that one book or one trope or one series that is perfect for them. Hits every fantasy of theirs, and they just absolutely love it. Does this contradict the idea? No, because reading. Sorry, let me read out the whole thing. Does this contradict the idea that a book can be bad? No. So reading is an art form. Books are art, and the act of reading itself is observing the art. So think of it like you're in an art gallery, and you're looking at a painting, and you're like, this painting, it rocks my socks, it's out of this world, I absolutely love it, would pay 10 million for this if I even had that much. Your friend next to you is like, it's shit, it's a white wall. Daredevil reference. It's shit, it's a white wall, like, I hate this so much, like, burn it to the ground. I wish I had a lighter with me right now. That's fine. It's fine. Because there is no, unless it's highly problematic, I don't think that there's a bad book. I think that there are books, or one book that fit everyone, and you might think that something might be horrible, but other people might think, that was actually really good. I really like that. It's an art form. Number 6. What book have you hated that you have recommended? Recently, it was The Temperature of Me and You. I did not like it. I did not like it at all. I once started, it was awful for me because I didn't like the way that the author made fat jokes about one of the characters, and I didn't like, sorry, the cat's crying again. I didn't like, so I didn't like that the only other queer character was this mean girl who was a bully and everything. I feel like it played into some bad lesphobia content. So for me, it wasn't a hit. I didn't like it. Didn't like it at all. I would never read it again. I got rid of both of my copies of it. But I recommend it because it is, I can see how it can be a really, really good book. It's got superheroes. It's, it's male romance. You know, it was, I can see where, like, people would be like, it would be a fun read. So that's what I recommend it to people as, like, this would probably be a fun read for you. But for me personally, it was not. I hated it. But I can still see where other people would like it. You know, sometimes you just don't mesh with a book. And, like, some of the comments I can see, like where I might have read into it maybe too much, but, you know, that's my taste. That's just my taste. I'm not going to make it I'm not going to call it out for being problematic or anything. Like, I can see where it can go either way. Number 7. What makes a book good, bad, or great by your evaluation? Just the feelings I get overall. And like I discussed before, a good book, it talks about a lot of the worldly issues that are going on. And it hits a lot of high points. It also does tropes really well. Or I overall, I just get a really good feeling about it. Or I really like this one. It has a twist that I did not see coming. I see a lot of twists that are coming, and it sours the book a little for me. But a lot of books, I don't see the twist coming, and that's a good book for me. Bad books for me, obviously problematic books, but just books that, like, I just don't vibe with. Like, the writing is bad. There's content I don't agree with. There's content I didn't want to read. The way that the characters are wrote was lacking. Like, I'm really big on character building, and you know, I can't connect to your book if I don't know the main character by page like 50 to 100. Like, if I don't know them by then, or if I'm not interested in knowing them by then, it's a bad book for me. Number 8, when evaluating the quality of a book, do you have a specific criteria or aspects of the book, such as character development, that you consider? So, I already talked about this a little bit in the last question, but character development, I'm big on character development. If it's a high fantasy, I'm looking for epic world building. If it's contemporary romance, I'm looking for more like the chemistry between characters and the dialogue. For historical fiction, I'm looking that it's accurate. I've read a book that it should have just been fantasy. It was really bad. It was a really bad historical fiction that the author was like, I did all this research, and I'm like, no. No, you didn't. Does this change if you're writing an in-depth review versus just thinking about the book for enjoyment? So I feel like all of my reviews are in-depth as of right now. So, no. I'm always looking like really deep into books whenever I review them, which is the problem. Maybe I should stop that. Number 9, do you consider star ratings or average ratings when choosing books to read / add to your TBR? No. I'm actually really bad at buying into marketing. So if a book has really good marketing, I'm going to grab it. If it has, also I'm a really, really bad cover buyer. So if it has an awesome cover, I'm going to buy it. That's just who I am. Also, if it sounds dystopian, I'm going to buy it regardless. And number 10, who on BookTube does reliable and interesting reviews of books that you know you can use to decide if a book is for you or not? So I like Nerdy Nurse Reads, Alyssa. She has some really, really interesting thoughts. in Thor. Thor Writes Another Letter, I think is their username. They have some really interesting thoughts, and I love watching Thor. Love them, but man, every time I watch their videos, I'm adding like 10 books to my TBR. Like, you're doing me dirty. But those two definitely. Also, Jess Owens, love their reviews as well, and Olivia's Catastrophes. So all those four. Alyssa from Nerdiness Reads, Thor from Thor Wants Another Letter, or Thor Writes Another, oh my god, Thor Writes Another Letter, Jess from Jess Owens, and Olivia from Olivia's Catastrophes. All four of those great reviewers. Why? I don't know. Something about their energy, it just makes me add books to my wish list and my TBR. Don't know, can't explain it. But yeah, that is the ratings and reviews tag. Is that what this is called? I can't remember. I've already turned off of my thing that I was using. It's ADHD. Anyways, if you want to do this again, I have the questions down below. I have the people that you should tag. Have fun with it. Tell me how you review. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching. See you again. Bye.